I asked somebody when we talk about church history, we tend to think about a lot of things from a European church history. The church did not exist solely in Europe. However, when we think church history, that's what we think of. And that's the church. When we ever say the church, we're thinking about Catholic Rome. And we never think about, Ethiopia. That's a very old church out there. So it's just little things like that. And I realize that has an effect on people now because it's very difficult for us as black people to sit back and make this clean snip from the present and the past. Because in the past, it was Christians who were oppressing us. It was people who were using the Bible and images of Christ to oppress us. And so therefore, there's a lot of people I know who really have a difficult time, and they are honestly, one of their major objections with Christianity is this Eurocentric aspect. And it actually literally is keeping people from Christ. And that to me, so I was telling Liana, I really didn't care about this picture for the longest. I'll see other stuff, I'm like, whatever, get over it, move on. This is how white folks do, no offense. Love y'all. I mean, seriously, brothers and sisters. And I mean, I just call it as it is. Some stuff just black folks, we just do that. Some stuff white folks, I just do. At least in my mind. So please don't take offense to what I'm saying. Whatever. Somebody's going to do that.
It's okay, Phillip. It's okay.
Let's go on. And I'm about to be done. But basically, there's a lot of people who, when it began to become a big thing to me, when I realized that there are people who literally see this and they're just like, that's why I can't mess with y'all. I had a friend tell me this to my face. And he's pointing out certain things that are going on that typically the white church does not address. Or when it gets addressed, it's like, yeah, that's true, but that's the past and kind of sweeps it under the rug. But and then whenever we try to bring it up, it's just like, why are you still angry about this? Get over it. Yeah. And he's just like, that's why I can't mess with y'all Christians. And what can I say to this man? I'm sitting there looking at this man. I'm at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles on Lake in Pasadena. And I'm looking at this man right in front of me. Yes, sir. I had a number 6. And he's telling me this. And I'm like, what can I say to you? Because I'm a genuine born-again Christian, And I believe in the Word. I believe in the inerrant Word of God. But I'm also black, so I know your perspective and I understand it. And I know that what you're saying is 100% true. So how can I answer that? And so when I see people continue to not be willing to make changes, what it communicates to me is a lack of, an inability to see from another person's perspective and a lack of love. Because once again, honestly, it is something that is really affecting people and keeping people from Christ. And if there's something that I'm doing that's keeping somebody from Christ, and I don't stop, I gotta question myself on that. So that's my perspective. I know that was a long way because I didn't feel like I could fully just easily fit in one of those 4 categories. And I just had to talk. I'm done.
Hello. So I'm sitting here really nervous, but I got some things that I've just been thinking about, and I want to try to. I'm the type of person that wants to really break it down, really get to okay, what are we trying to do? But first, let me just start by saying I've grown up in a white context, a white church my whole life. So a lot of you out there going it's just a mural, I hear what you're saying. Trust me, it's really hard for me to grasp more than just the fact that go beyond the fact that it's the mural and it has good things, symbolic things about it. You know what I'm saying? So just looking back, what I've been trying to hear and understand is that the way Christianity is becoming portrayed, or has been portrayed for a while now in America, is white. And that, to me, has never been a big deal, obviously, because I've never really thought of it any other way. Even coming here, when I used to give tours as a freshman, as an ambassador, I would talk about the Jesus Mural to people. The skin of his face matches the skin, or the color on the paper, and I tell these different symbolic things, and I was presenting the mural. I said, I don't really like it, but it had nothing to do with the latter part of this discussion. It's only until recent that I've been starting to hear these other sides of the issue, and I still don't fully understand, but I think my biggest thing is I want to make sure I'm not just writing this off like it's no big deal, and like these people just need to deal with it and it's not my problem. Because even though I don't get it, and even though I grew up in a white context, and Jesus is, you know, it doesn't really matter what color is except that he is white, to me, I want to be able to sit here and actually hear, like, my brothers and sisters are saying there's a problem. So what is the problem? What I've been hearing is, and I was trying to touch on it, but that Christianity in America is seemingly white. And that I was thinking the other day, and maybe this is totally wrong, but if I were to go to Latin America and there was a Hispanic-looking Jesus, I wouldn't think twice about it, right? But then, at the same time, if it was a white Jesus, well, let me sit down and break down one. Basically, I was trying to make the point that here, it's not just a bunch of, like, white people. Like, there's different ethnicities. And so to represent Jesus like one way, it's saying, like, this is the way we see Christianity. Now, I know that's a little like, whoa, but I heard a story the other day, and this will be my last thing. This woman in Korea was led to the Lord by a white American. And as the white American was leading her to the Lord, she started the prayer and started to pray in English. And the American was like, hold on, what are you doing? You don't need to pray in American, in English, I'm sorry. There you go. You can pray in Korean, and it was just like, she didn't get it. Like, it was like a light bulb. It was like, I can pray to God in my own language. I think that's because so much of like Christianity as we see it is like American, which to a lot of people is white.
Okay, all right.
I guess where my story starts with the Jesus Mural is, well, the summer before I came to Biola 3 years ago, my dad had started a mentorship with well, he's a pastor in Chicago, and he started a friendship with some black pastors. And one individual, he's passed now, but he was very involved with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and people like that. And so he was very educated, kind of activist. And my dad had started changing, and like, he's a white pastor, he's led a church that's more multicultural, but he, as he started this friendship with some black pastors, they started realizing that, you know, there is some divisions in the church, you know, and people have said this before, but like, America is most divided at 11 o'clock on Sundays. So this idea that, you know, we have black churches, we have white churches, and some in between here and there. But that the real problem is that whites have not allowed blacks to kind of take power in that. And that was kind of a hard issue for me to deal with, because why would my dad have to step down as a pastor and allow somebody to take control? But just this idea, I'm just kind of putting it out there, and maybe you guys can think it over. But this pastor, and then when I started meeting with him and hearing from him, he made this comment. He's like, well, you know, Jesus was black. And I was like, what? Like, yeah, I thought he was Middle Eastern, or like in some, you know, middle ethnicity of, you know, something that, but he's like, no, he's black. They had to hide Jesus in Egypt, and Egypt is the land of blacks, and how are you going to hide a white little baby, or even like something that's not black, like, in there? So anyways, I was like, okay, trying to struggle with this, but I get to Biola and I see this mural, and I think automatically that it's wrong. And it